Mule Deer Foundation presents Trigger Effect, an outdoor life documentary series.
Oh, this thing is pulling. That's what you call a Manitoba dirt nap right there. Many things you can tell from a jawbone of a deer.
But just a good example of a person's way of life that brought him to this land.
This is Trigger Effect. Trigger Effect is brought to you by Mule Deer Foundation, ensuring the conservation of mule deer, black-tailed deer, and their habitat. Nikon Optics, next generation, now. Schmeisser Archery, the next step to technical evolution. Westside Stores, providing quality products and service to Salmon Arm for over 20 years. Sasquatch Fabrication, specialized fabricating for hunters everywhere. And these fine sponsors.
Welcome back to part 2 of our northern BC moose hunt. Last week you saw me take my largest bull moose to date with my rifle. It was an exciting hunt.
This week, Kent and I are taking archery tackle. We're going to try to get up close and personal with some of those big rutting bulls.
You bet, Gary. I mean, the rut's in full swing. The bulls and the cows are all calling. They're moving around. And last week, while we were after Dean's moose, we spotted a really big guy. Hopefully, either Gary or myself can get an arrow into that guy, so you won't want to miss this episode.
Last week, the boys drove 2 days to reach Atland, BC, and Dean shot his biggest bull to date. So before heading off to this episode, let's recap how it all went down. Closed captioning for Trigger Effect provided by Regent Custom Cresting and Framing. For all your promotional goods, embroidery, and screen printing needs, visit us today at www.regentcc.ca.
Well, there you go, Dino. 2013 Swamp Donkey, northern BC.
Yeah, what an amazing experience. I mean, it's really hard to explain, just seeing these big bulls. I mean, this guy here, Sauce, came right in the water right after us.
Sauce in the boat.
And Sauce in the boat, yeah, and then came after us thinking that we're a cow. And at the last minute, he turned and came across, so I decided to test out my Nikon scope, and it was a 250-yard shot.
Okay, here we are. First bull down today. Mr. Diener. Man, he came so close to getting that thing with the bow, but it got downwind of us a little bit and ended up swimming back across the channel. And he loved eating moose meat. He just decided it was time to anchor him with the 300 wind bait. I know, 300 short bait.
Camp cook. I learned all my cooking skills at a lodge in northern Manitoba.
You loved everything of it.
Loved it. I love to cook, especially for 30, 40 people with no food.
You haven't taken an apple?
And tomorrow morning, we have tenderloin of moose with eggs. So it's a special day. And not only that, we know we're not going to starve to death between now and the plane up.
Yeah.
Well, with Dean's bull on the game pole, the boys turned their attention to a very big bull they've been seeing. What the guys didn't know is just how hard it would be to get this truly magnificent northern titan.
We got a bull coming. He's out of sight right now. He's behind us in a swamp. We're trying to bring him around this side of the lake. He's really aggressive. He's calling like every 3-4 seconds. I don't know if you can hear him, but we can hear it really clear.
Oh,
for more information on Trigger Effect TV, check us out on www.triggereffect.tv and on Facebook or Twitter. And if you got extra time, just wait for the Moccasin Telegraph.
It wasn't a big recovery.
Pretty devastating broadhead.
Tell you what, they put the game down.
Through the stag, into the tree. Schmeisser archery.
The Schmeisser broadhead combines physics of the Falcon principle and the axe principle for state-of-the-art aerodynamics and cutting technology. Visit us today at schmeisser-archery.com. Schmeisser Archery, the new generation of technical evolution. Welcome back to Trigger Effect.
We got a bull coming. He's out of sight right now. He's behind us in a swamp. We're trying to bring him around this side of the lake. Okay. I think he's coming to push. He's coming right here. He's a good one. He's big. He's up here. He's gonna come. Come out, Gary. He's behind the trees. Can't kill them all.
Strike one!
Well, he could still be right here. It's one that we're going to try and get. Leave him alone for right now. That's probably a 60-inch bull. Come on us kind of quick with that wind. But yeah, just the way he was crisscrossing trying to get downwind of us, it just didn't pan out for a bow.
a shot there. We
bow
got a
shot.
shot with the gun easy.
Yeah. So, but we may have to gun that guy down if it gets later in the hunt. That's a big bull. That's a 200-inch bull.
How's our audience bull?
He's got probably 60-inch spread, probably anywhere from 15 to 20 points on each side. Big mature bull. He's got a nice big dishpan bell. He's a big bull. That's a big animal.
Well, just the way he came in on us so fast, like, and he came in, unfortunately, in the deep bush,
Yeah.
past us, turned around, came back down into the deep bush, and really didn't even present any shot. But
He came the first time. The first pass was 40 yards, and it was screened.
When I turned him back again with that rake, and I range find that tree that I knew he was going to come out at, it was 23 yards.
But he just walked right across.
He just went straight across that lane. So But we'll leave him alone. We'll go.
That's
try
archery
and-
hunting.
Yeah. We'll leave him alone, and hopefully he'll stay close here, and we'll catch him out here with a cow or something, and get him acting stupid. So.
Yeah, he wasn't acting real stupid, was he?
No,
he was interested, but
he's interested, but he's still got all his wits. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. More moose.
Gary, we want something that was strong, lightweight, collapsible, and durable. And with this wheel and the no axle on our game carts, we've achieved that.
Built in Caramias, BC, the Sasquatch cart is lightweight, has great clearance, and is strong enough to pack out a variety of game species. It collapses to be more convenient for transport and can be attached to ATVs for those long packs out. Get yours at Sasquatch Fabrications in Caramias. Call 250-499-5984 or visit us online at www.sasquatchfabrications.com. Welcome back to Trigger Effect.
We're at the spot where we were last night, where we saw that good bull. We haven't heard a bull grunt yet, but what we've got is a cow, and she's wailing away about every time I call. And what I think we're doing is we're playing yo-yo with that bull from last night. As he starts to leave her, she calls to bring him back. And then I call, and he starts coming towards me, so we're playing kind of yo-yo. It's either that or she is getting closer to us. He might be herding her down to us, because those older bulls will try and group their cows together so they're easier to look after, and he's not running all over the place. So we're gonna sit tight for a little bit. Hopefully he'll bring her down here and give us a chance to get a shot at him.
This week's local and traditional knowledge segment is brought to you by Mohican Environmental Consulting.
Okay, so this is last year's moose rub, and we're coming up here to hunt moose in this beautiful wilderness country. And it's sometimes easy for us to believe that we're the first ones to set tracks in this ground. But the reality is that there's people who have used this country for their traditional ways of life for hundreds, maybe even thousands of years. And behind me is a good example of an old trapper's cabin. So this was the winter home for First Nations trapper. Probably used it up till 40, 50 years ago. Our friend Kent says when he first saw it 20 years ago, it was already starting to fall down. And clearly he had planned on coming back because he did leave some utilitarian items. But he would have spent the whole winters here just trapping for probably marten and possibly wolverines, wolves, those types of things. So this is an old sawbuck that the First Nations trapper that had this trap line and used this land probably 50 to 100 years ago used to cut his own firewood for his stove. And he would have put a log up on there and he would have cut it all by hand, no chainsaws in those days. And he had a really interesting way of making sure that he had dry wood beside his cabin at all times. They didn't have to go too far for it. So one of the ways our old trapper made sure that he had good solid wood for his fires was he would kill trees and leave them standing right near his cabin. And the way he did that is he actually girdled it with a hatchet. He did that in the springtime when the sap was running so he could peel the bark off easily. He'd leave it standing there. As long as it didn't fall over, the wood would stay sound and it would burn good and hot.
We rejoin the boys just as a disgruntled cow comes out into the marsh with a young bull on her tail. However, all this ruckus is more than just the guys' attention.
The wind is wrong. Let's get to those willows. He's standing there listening right now.
Trigger Effect proudly supports the Mule Deer Foundation. Through its membership, the Mule Deer Foundation aims to restore, improve, and protect mule deer habitat. MDF supports wildlife management, promotes public education and research, and encourages responsible, ethical behavior. Visit us online at www.muledeer.org and join today and help us ensure the conservation of mule deer, black-tailed deer, and their habitat. Westside Stores in beautiful downtown Salmon Arm, providing fishing and hunting equipment, apparel, and knowledgeable staff. Your outdoor sports authority, Westside Stores, has provided quality products and service to Salmon Arm for over 20 years. Visit us today at 450-360 Trans-Canada Highway Southwest, Salmon Arm, BC. Online at westsidestores.ca or call us at 250-832-8141. Welcome back to Trigger Effect. Well, the boys barely got into the big guy's turf and all of a sudden they spotted a cow.
Just reviewed the footage. Sunk that arrow right in the boiler room. Dirt nap, northern BC, Schmeisser broadheads, PSC bows. I'm telling you what. Oh, that's the biggest moose I've ever shot. Bull down! Wow. I mean, the way it panned out this morning with the wind, and he had these cows cornered next to the lake and he was tending them, allowed us to get the boat into a good spot and made a sneak of about 100, 120 yards to get in close. And next thing you know, he's grunting and I give him a couple grunts and he came out to defend his cows from the little intruder bull that he thought I was, and gave us a great shot.
I think we're gonna have to call this one the baseball bowl.
Baseball
Because-
bowl.
Well, yeah,
Third
because
strike,
3
he's out.
strikes, he's out.
Yeah, 3 strikes, he's out.
Okay.
We've come to the end of our 2013 moose hunt, and it's been just a great time.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for anything more in the hunt. We had a lot of bulls come up close and personal. You know, the weather was beautiful, the scenery's beautiful, just an amazing hunt all around.
You bet, Dean. I mean, we've harvested 2 fantastic northern BC moose, one with rifle, one with the bow. We had 3 chances at this guy, finally clicked on the last chance. So, I mean, it's just a great, great hunt.
I had my chance at this guy too, and had him at 23 yards and just didn't get a shot opportunity. So that's my excuse for coming back and getting one of these great big bulls next year.
Yeah, but did we really need an excuse?
No, we don't need
Not
an
at all.
excuse. We'll be back.
Trigger Effect is brought to you by the Mule Deer Foundation, Nikon Optics, Schmeisser Archery, West Side Stores, Sasquatch Fabrications, and these fine sponsors.
I mean, the rut's in full swing, the cows are bugling, the bulls are calling, and I forgot what I was going to say, but if you just hang on a second, it'll come to me. They
cows
like
are bugling.
Skittles,
The
so
cows are
as long as
bugling.
we get a rainbow, we'll have it.
The cows are bugling.
What do you think?
I am tickled. I need to just calm down a little bit, and we'll give him another 15 minutes. I don't want to rush this. I don't want to make any mistakes now. I think we sealed the deal, but I just need to calm down.
Let's go.
All right, thanks, guys.